Ironically enough, I didn't realize that the car was missing. In the first version of the game, there's actually a car here, but I think it's implied that it fell into the starting area of the game. At least that's my interpretation of this. And I'm pretty sure it's the exact same car. It's just upside down now. When this encounter first got added, the tile wasn't removed yet. And as the game kept getting updated, you could see that the tile got removed, and it also started to look a bit more lived in. We also noticed that in between a few patches, the life form that pokes its head out also looks a little bit different. This is its cozy little home now. So this next room isn't in the game anymore, but I was wondering if maybe some of you might be able to recognize it, because I get the feeling it might be a reference to something. It looks very unique, and I don't really pay attention to the wiki version of the Backrooms, so maybe it has something to do with that. Or maybe I saw her just made a really cool room. I don't know. You start off in a room that looks very similar to the room that Marvin falls into. And I actually didn't notice this until editing, but the splash screen or the title card didn't used to show up in the original version. You can see a wall where the elevator would end up being. I'm actually a little bit sad about this, but they got rid of the little, Enderman that used to peek around that corner over there. The stage actually used to repeat in the original. You could hear breathing, there was writing on the walls. It was also an encounter that was really hard to find, actually. You could actually find a few out of bounds areas, or find a few ways to get out of bounds. And I thought they were really interesting because you get to see some sections a bit closer than you normally would be able to. Most of the time you'll just end up falling off of the map, Which is fine, because, again, you're not supposed to be out here. I don't think you can get here on current patch anymore. I'm pretty sure you can't. I just wanted to see if you could land on the other side of this platform. There's no jump, by the way. If you haven't played the game in a very long time, you might have noticed that some of the stages are missing. This lobby, as well as some of the hallways up ahead, are actually no longer in the game anymore. This corner was expanded quite a bit, and you can now fit maybe a few more mailboxes in here. I honestly only found a couple of things different with this level, and the main thing I noticed was the little guy that pokes his head out when you go around the corner. I actually thought they removed him, but he just appears a little bit later. I'm not really sure when this little guy was added, but he's not here in the first version. I'm not sure if this counts as an Easter egg, but you can find a piece of equipment that was left here. It's not here on older versions of the game, but if you play the most recent one, you'll find something that some of you might find a bit familiar. I think this only happened for one update, and then we never saw it like this again. I do feel like it looks pretty spooky, but I think it would look even spookier if we didn't know that the water isn't that deep. thought this was pretty funny. I thought that there was a new room back there. It's actually just a glitch. And then I also noticed that the plants are missing. This is what I was talking about with the tiles. It makes it look like this whole area is just in more backrooms, basically. I really like that. They also added this room over here. I think it looks pretty cozy. There's a few sections like this where I feel like I'm seeing stuff that I'm not supposed to be able to see. I'm pretty sure it's a glitch. Or at least that's the impression that I get. I know I've covered this area quite a few times in the past, but a big reason for that is because I feel like this place has gone through the most changes in the entire game. And I don't mean like you're gonna find like a Ferris wheel back here. I mean there's just like little changes here and there that I find kind of interesting. I wonder if maybe he wanted to make this place way bigger than what it actually is. I'm curious to see if you guys can spot the differences with this entrance, because it used to be a little bit different before. Unfortunately, this last area is the one that I've explored the least. I mean, I found a few things, but I'm like 99% sure it's mostly glitches. But I'm sure you guys could probably find something if you really tried. I feel like there's a way to get out of this map, but I don't know how. I saw if you're watching this, I'm gonna find a way out of here. If you think about this for more than a couple of seconds, it actually explains a lot about the complex. So I kind of understand why he removed it from the game.